In my opinion, the Minnesota Vikings are one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. And I'll tell you exactly why that is in just a second. But super quick, massive shout out to Phil for the suggestion of today's video. Go drop him a sub. Their link is in the description. And of course, if you want a shout out just like that one, all you gotta do is let me know what team to do next. And then of course, when I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out, rebuild the team you want me to. And of course, it helps me know what y'all want to see next, so it's a win-win-win. But y'all have been loving these rebuilds lately. We've been easily destroying every like and sub goal. We're growing like insanely quick again. So I'm actually gonna set a big like goal. Let's shoot for 200 likes. And if we can hit that, I'll have a very special video out on Tuesday. And I know y'all can do it. These used to easily hit 200. I just haven't been setting the like goal as high for some reason. I don't know why, but we're gonna do that again. So 200 likes. If you listening right now like, we'll easily hit it. And also, like I said, we easily destroyed the sub goal on the last video. So if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can, be sure to subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 3,200. Almost seems too low because we're like 20 away. But let's see if we can get to 3,200 subs. I almost want to set it to 3,250. But again, if you want to be an OG, be sure to subscribe. I would appreciate it a ton because I make a ton of rebuilds just like this. But that's enough plugging. This is going to be a really fun rebuild. So get your drinks, get your snacks, get whatever, and let me talk about this Vikings team and why I think they're underrated. So for starters, you have an at least top 3 receiver in the NFL. I do think he is maybe 3rd. I have him ranked 4. Justin Jefferson is obviously a monster. If I could pick any receiver in the NFL, it would be him because he's still only like 24 in real life, and there's an argument for him to be the best receiver in the NFL. The only other guys in that conversation for me are Tyreek Hill, which obviously he has insane speed, Devontae Adams, obviously insane route running, and then you have Justin Jefferson, who's kind of a like happy medium of everything. Obviously you drafted Jordan Addison, which I liked that pick a lot. You could have maybe gone like Will Levis because he was sliding to be your eventual replacement for Kirk Cousins, but we're gonna find a replacement for Kirk Cousins anyways. You obviously have Dalvin Cook. Your offensive line is solid. I worry a little bit about the interior. I feel like you maybe should have drafted somebody there, but I really like your tackle duo at least. You have TJ Hawkinson, and then on defense, you did just trade Zadarius Smith away, but Marcus Davenport, when healthy, is a pretty good player. Kind of a weird scheme fit here, but it'll work. Danielle Hunter is a very good player when healthy. I think edge is maybe the most important thing in the NFL outside of QB. Just having a good pass rush, and you have 2 guys that when healthy are very good. They added Byron Murphy, which I like that signing a lot. At his peak, he is maybe the best nickel corner in the NFL. I do maybe worry about your outside guys though. I mean, Andrew Booth, Caleb Evans, Joe Wan. I don't know what you're gonna do on the outside. I thought you maybe should have kept the guy that went to the Raiders. I can't think of his name, but he was very good last year. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, Harrison Smith still here. Lewis Seen in essentially what's gonna be his rookie year this year. There are just a lot of things I like about what this team has done recently. I think every major position you have good players in, every important position. The only thing I really worry about is your interior offensive line and your outside corners, but we definitely have guys that can develop here. But obviously the focal point of this rebuild is not on the team yet, and we're gonna have to trade for him. Kirk Cousins is fine, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to win a Super Bowl with him. So let's trade for a guy that could have the upside to win a Super Bowl. So here's what the trade is going to be. We're getting Trey Lance, obviously. We're going to be sending Kirk Cousins in the trade, though, along with a 3rd round pick to get Trey Lance. I don't know how realistic this trade is because obviously the 49ers love Brock Purdy. Admittedly, I don't really understand it, but what this would do is give the 49ers someone to play when waiting for Brock Purdy to recover from injury. We're obviously sending a 3rd round pick along with it. I said it like Kirk Cousins is just an object, but basically it's going to be Kirk Cousins and a 3rd for Trey Lance. I do not think the 49ers should trade Trey Lance at all. He's been hurt and he hasn't looked amazing when he's been in there, but if they could develop him well enough, he could be a monster. I mean, he has the speed, he has the arm talent, and obviously they invested a ton in him. They invested something like 3 first-round picks to get him. him, so I don't think they should give up on him, but if they do, this could be an interesting trade. And let me tell you, as a Seahawks fan, I would be a lot more scared of a developed Trey Lance than Kirk Cousins. But in this world, I don't have to worry about that. Comes with an upgrade too, still rocking a red headband for whatever reason. I tried to change it, I don't know how to, I guess he's wearing red here. But all of a sudden, this team is looking a lot better for the future. But with that, I think we've done enough breaking down of the team. Let's get to the midseason point of year number 1 and see how this team can do with Trey Lance. So Justin Jefferson is mentoring Jordan Addison. I'll definitely take that. Superstar dev for Jordan Addison sounds good to me. I will definitely take that. Well, apparently Madden doesn't really agree that this is a underrated team because we're 1-5 at the midseason point of year 1. Not great. What's going wrong? Hold up, I want to see. Okay, so we have 17.5 points per game, which is somehow only 30th. How are their teams worse than that? Well, I guess it makes sense, but that's terrible. Our defense isn't much better at 22nd in the league. What's going wrong? Trey Lance isn't doing great, but I feel like it's probably not entirely his fault. Dalvin Cook isn't doing well either. Is our line terrible? Yeah, it's not great. It's not as dramatically bad as I thought it would be, though. Ooh, we're getting no pressure on defense. Danielle Hunter, an 88 overall, has 0 sacks so far. Brian Asamoah is our only player with an interception. He does have 2, though. Our defense almost looks worse than our offense. All right, well, it's definitely too early to switch up any playbooks, so we'll just hope it kind of fixes itself throughout the second half of the year. We do have some upgrades. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. I really don't know. But for re-signings here, I don't know if we're going to have anybody major. Garrett Bradbury, I do think they re-signed in real life. We'll re-sign him to a 4-year, $26 million deal. He takes it. I probably wouldn't re-sign him if they didn't re-sign him in real life, but I have to because they did. And that's really the only player I'm interested in for now. So with that, let's just hope things can get better and fix themselves, and let's see how we can finish out in year number 1. So the first year didn't exactly go how we hoped for necessarily, finishing 3-14. That might be the worst year 1 we've ever had. God damn. But let's see what happened this year to make it so bad. Trey Lance wasn't great. 4,500 yards is good. Only 27 touchdowns, which is good for real life, not so much in Madden. And 17 picks is definitely a lot. His completion percentage wasn't great either, but we're hoping he can be better here because we definitely do see him play well in other rebuilds. Obviously not on our team, but just when he's on the 49ers or if another team signs him or something like that, he typically seems to do well. Dalvin Cook wasn't great either. Did reach 1,000 yards, definitely rebounded to an extent. Only 4.3 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns, 3 fumbles, which is a lot for Madden. He really wasn't that good. Maybe we should trade him away. I don't know. Justin Jefferson led the team with 1,200 yards, only 4 touchdowns though. KJ Osborne had 1,200 yards as well and 13 touchdowns. Maybe we have our receiving core set for the rebuild. If KJ Osborne can get a dev trait, we'll see. And then Jordan Addison as a rookie did reach 1,000 yards with 4 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson, only 500 yards, only 3 touchdowns as well. Not a great year from him. Ugh. Our blocking was all terrible, except Ed Ingram, our worst lineman. Thank you, Madden. Very cool. I love realism. Tackles, we had a lot because our defense was on the field so goddamn much. 141 for Jordan Hicks, 123 from Brian Asamoah. Tackles for loss, 16 for Harrison Phillips led the team, 13 for Hunter, 11 from Lowry, and 10 for Davenport. And sacks were very low, especially considering our edge group. Marcus Davenport led the team with only 5.5, Danielle Hunter with only 5, then 2.5 from Harrison Phillips, really terrible group. And interceptions, 2 for each Brian Asamoah, Jordan Hicks, and Byron Murphy, and then 1 for Danielle Hunter. Fucking might as well play him at like off ball or something. Also 1 for Mekhi Blackman, a few other players, I don't feel like naming them. Let's check out some of the yearly awards. Oh my fucking god. I love this game. Vet top 3. Holy shit. We have the best quarterback in the NFL in Jacoby Brissett winning MVP. We have some guy named Patrick Mahomes. I don't fucking know. Never heard of him. At number 2. And then Carson Wentz, famously elite quarterback at number 3. I mean, he had that one good year in like 2017, and then I think he got hurt in like the Rams game or something, and the Packers signed Matt Ryan and didn't even give Jordan Love a chance. I fucking hate this game. NFL, if you're hearing this, please give some other company an opportunity to make a football game. I am begging you. I'm like on my knees like your mother is on her knees for me. I'm just begging. What team are we? We're the Vikings. We're not gonna have anybody for anything. No, we probably will for like the rookies and stuff. The white boy Cooper Kupp wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. No Vikings, unsurprisingly. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to not a rookie anymore in Drake London. Bryce Young wins the actual Offensive Rookie of the Year. Really, no Jordan Addison with 1,000 yards. Am I checking the right conference? Yeah, NFC. Huh, okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to not a rookie. Jack Campbell at number 2. He wins the actual Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Brian Asamoah at 4, even though he's not a rookie. Andrew Booth at number 9, even though he's not a... What the fuck? Apparently, the Buccaneers didn't want their first round pick in Kalijah Kancey. They cut him for some reason. This is a cry for help. Please help me. Let's forget this first year ever happened. Can we just wipe this from our memories? Oh yeah, as if it couldn't get any better. The Colts win the Super Bowl. Who is their quarterback? Do I want to know who their quarterback is? Probably not for my own mental health, but we're gonna find out anyways. Oh, well, it's the best quarterback to ever live in Gardner Minshew. That's valid. He didn't have that good of a season, but apparently it was enough for them to win the Super Bowl. I don't know. As a Washington State fan, I love to see it, but against his former team too. But yeah, I don't know if the Colts are gonna win the Super Bowl this year. I'm gonna be honest, Chief. They have a good roster, but I don't know, man. Eagles in the Super Bowl now, that's realistic. That I can get behind. But what the fuck? I mean, this year's gonna be listed as 2023 anyways, so let's just pretend that last year didn't happen, and this is the actual 2023. Does that sound like a good plan? It sounds good to me. But for re-signings here, no thank you. There's one starter here in Kairis Tonga, but we have Jaquelin Roy. I'll stick with him. Josh Metellus is fine, but he's a backup. I mean, we'll just let everyone go. Double that shit and give it to the next person, please and thank you. And by that, I mean, I don't want to pay those players, and I want to have money. Don't we all, though? Don't we all? Well, in free agency, there really isn't anybody worth signing. I mean, we could get Michael Thomas, who's not interested and would be kind of pointless. I mean, not really pointless, but our receivers did well last year. Well enough, at least. I think we are chilling. Did we get any dev traits? I actually want to check. Okay, so KJ Osborne did get star dev, which is nice. I still can't guarantee if he will develop into anything, but we'll see. And then on defense, no. I'm surprised like Brian Asamoah didn't get star. He played well, but apparently I can go fuck myself. I don't know. Well, with that, let's get to the draft and hopefully make this team not go 3-14. Well, I guess our consolation prize for being so ass is the number 1 overall pick, which, you know, I've seen this team win the Super Bowl year 1. I've seen them have the number 1 overall pick in year 1 in past rebuilds. So, seems like the definition of a hit or miss playbook set. We'll consider changing it in the future if we still suck. But what do we want to do here? I mean, the number 1 overall pick is projected to be a safe. That better be fucking Ed Reed or something, which he looks good. I'm worried about even clicking on him. I don't want to accidentally take him. Really, I mean, he looks good, but Jesus Christ. I would go QB if the point of the rebuild wasn't Trey Lance. And I also would trade down here if every offer wasn't complete dog shit like it probably is. I mean, yeah, these are all terrible. But really, I might have to take one of them because I don't know what to do with this pick. We could go Trey Bolden, but it would be so weird to take a receiver number 1 overall. And he looks good, but this game is something else, man. I guess we'll just trade back. Oh, I thought this was 11 this year and 28 next year. No, it's 28 this year just to get a first round pick and a 4th round pick. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, this is some dog shit. I mean, we're probably gonna get a comparable player at number 9. I would like at least another first round pick though, at the very least. I mean, think about what the Panthers gave up for the number 1 overall pick while we're getting offered like 2nd round picks out here. Really? It's not even really that close. Dude. Alright, well, we have to pick somebody here. Raekwon Dixon, his combine wasn't that great. Should we just take a lineman and fucking trade him away? Or a QB and trade him away? Because there are good looking QBs, but we don't need one. I mean, really the best looking player at a relative position of need is Trey Bolden. KJ Osborne was good last year, but I think Bolden will be an upgrade. I don't want to make this pick, but we kind of have to. I mean, we don't have to, but it's not worth trading down. The picks that were being offered are nowhere near good enough. Nah, fuck it. What we're going to do is take an offensive lineman. We're going to go with the one guy, Raekwon Dixon, who doesn't look great, but will at least be a upgrade if we want to play him at guard or wherever we want to play him. Makes more sense than taking a receiver number 1 overall. Let's just do it. Oh, okay. Normal dev. Well, this has been a rough start to the rebuild. I normally know what I'm doing in rebuilds. It's just been a tough situation so far. With our next pick, let's go Dave Kirkland. He looks like a good corner. I can't wait for him to have normal dev. Good strength, good speed, overall good combine. Good attributes too. Has bad man coverage, but we'll just go slot upgrade and make that really good. He's probably gonna have normal dev, but let's take him. Okay, he has hidden at the very least. We can still turn this draft around, even though the first pick was stupid. I wish Madden pick trades were realistic, but like most other things in this game, it's not. Ooh, this guy looks really good. Oh, he's weak as fuck. Well, not really. He had a better pro day than his combine. He has really good physical ratings. A finesse moves. I mean, he looks like a good run defender too. Let's take him. Deshaun Samuels, hidden dev. He's 6'1", 289, 21 years old, out of Auburn. I guess he'll be the replacement for Dean Lowry, because I don't really want to play Dean Lowry. That seems like a good pick. We're definitely turning it around here. I took forever to decide the first pick, and now we're just blowing through them, which I guess makes sense. The number 1 overall pick is important, but apparently not to Madden. Oh, what the fuck? What kind of player is this? Oh, okay, not a good one. Well, he might be, but just seeing the all A's, all potential A's for a day 3 player is a little jarring. He's probably not going to be all that good. All those A to C's are probably going to be C's. Ooh, but this guy might not be. Well, I don't know. We'll take those players later. I'm probably not going to show me picking them, but I'll try to get at least one of those 2 good-looking linebackers. Really, what else do we need? I mean, our roster overall is looking pretty nice. We could maybe take another defensive lineman just for depth. This Kyle Scott person is definitely interesting. Oh, he's really weak. I'm really intrigued by the power moves and tackle, and his combine, other than his bench press, was really good. Definitely not a defensive lineman, definitely an edge at 6'1", 250, even though his picture looks like a fucking 50-year-old, 320-pound dude. But let's take him. Kyle Scott, 6'1", 250, 21 years old, out of Oregon State. Sounds good. Normal dev, of course. Fuck me. This isn't our greatest draft ever. Definitely felt very unlucky, though. Felt very Madden draft-ish, but Raekwon Dixon, our first overall pick, is only a 72 overall, obviously normal dev. I guess we're gonna play him at right guard, even though Ed Ingram was our best lineman. So I don't know how I feel about that, but it is technically an overall upgrade. He does go up to a 73, which makes me feel a little better, but also worse in the sense that we drafted not even a tackle, we drafted a guard with the number 1 overall pick. Love that. But it gets better after that. Dave Kirkland is a 74 overall. Terrible man coverage, but that's actually a good thing, because we'll just upgrade that, and he'll be an overall really good player. I do think he's going to start for us, so it's going to be him, Andrew Booth, and Byron Murphy, which will be a good trio. Deshaun Samuels is a 70 overall. What's he going to be when I move him out to defensive end? Probably like a 68, 69? 69, okay, nice. Wish he didn't go down, but nice. Kyle Scott is actually a 71 overall. We're having to move like every single player's position. He's probably going to drop like at least 1 or 2 overall. Okay, just 1 overall, down to a 70 at outside linebacker. And another position change, Venzel Nash, one of the linebackers that looked good. We'll move him to inside linebacker, where he'll probably drop down to like a 64. So that wasn't a super amazing pick. 65, okay. So I don't know if that makes this draft look better or worse, but it's just a weird situation to be in. Wish we could have traded down, could have gotten a lot more value and maybe a better player if I didn't force myself to take a player that I even said probably wouldn't be good. Maybe I should trust my player evaluation, but I don't know. It was like, oh, he's probably in the top 5 for some reason. There's probably just something I'm missing. Nope, I wasn't missing anything. Here is a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. We're looking fairly similar to year 1. The only difference is unfortunate number 1 overall pick, Raekwon Dixon, at a 73 overall, not a scheme fit, but I mean his ratings don't look too bad, just not super strong, which is confusing because he's a power blocker, and he's fairly agile, which is also confusing because he doesn't have very good finesse. I don't understand linemen in this game half the time, but that's Madden, to be be honest. Little bit confusing. And then on defense, there definitely are some differences here. Dave Kirkland, the corner we took in, I think, the second round, is going to be our number one corner because I want to develop him. Obviously, really athletic, good zone. We'll get his man coverage up. So overall, I think that was a really good pick. Hopefully, he can develop. Also, we're going to start Brian Asamoah as the number one, and we're going to put Ivan Pace as the number two. So we'll see what he does in his first year starting. I like him a lot in real life. He's a really fun player. When undrafted, which I get it, he's a weird player, but he could be turned into a really good linebacker. You never know. And then we're also going to have Deshaun Samuels on the defensive line. Really athletic defensive tackle. I guess defensive end now, but same difference in a 3-4. So we'll see what he can do in his rookie year. Not the best draft in the world, but we did get some solid, valuable players. But here's a look at the specialists, just pretty much what you would expect. And with that, let's get to the midseason point of year number 2, and hopefully we can be a bit better this year, but we'll see. Well, at the midseason point of year 2, we're still not great, but definitely better. Our defense is still only a 77 overall. I didn't really realize that. I guess it's because our defensive line and linebacker core, they're still young, but they're definitely not great overalls yet, so that's probably what's holding our defense back. But we do have a very good overall offense, and it looks like it's only going to get better. Plus 5 awareness for Jordan Addison, good lord. Already a 79 overall at only 21 years old. But yeah, not amazing, but I'll definitely take it, all things considered. We have some re-signings here though, and holy shit, do we have some re-signings. Well, actually, we really don't have that many, and we have a ton of cap space. I thought because we had 108 mil, it was just going to be like all studs through here, but really it kind of stops after TJ Hawkinson. Gotta re-sign the GOAT, CJ Ham, but yeah, I don't know, probably re-sign KJ Osborne. Ezra Cleveland, how has he been? His first year he wasn't that good, but oh, of course he has 0 sacks allowed this year, playing well because he needs a contract, and then as soon as I re-sign him, he'll play like shit. Well, TJ Hawkinson, he really doesn't play much here, but it would be stupid to just not re-sign him, even though he isn't getting many targets. So we'll offer him 4 years, 47.6 mil. That's honestly pretty cheap. Let's even up it a year, 5 years, 59.5 mil. He takes it. And then Danielle Hunter, he wasn't good year 1. He isn't good this year. Why? Are we like a 4-3 defense and I'm just stupid? Wait a minute. What's our playbook? Okay, no, it is 3-4. I really don't know what the problem is. I mean, right now, Danielle Hunter is definitely not worth re-signing. I might do something that may be a little controversial. We're gonna send Danielle Hunter to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2, a 3, and a 4. Maybe controversial to trade him away, but he's been playing like shit so far, and I don't want to have to pay him to play like shit, to be honest. Now, he'll probably get 20 sacks in the second half of the season for the Cardinals, knowing how our trade luck in rebuilds normally works, but just wasn't working out here. I want to get some value in return for him. I think that works out pretty well for us, and it's better to get rid of him early than to re-sign him and be stuck with him playing like shit. I like him a lot in real life, just isn't doing super well here. And Ezra Cleveland was bad his first year. We'll offer him player friendly, 3 years, 31.2 mil. He doesn't take it. Well, I don't necessarily trust him, so maybe I'm fine with that. And then KJ Osborne is really cheap, so 4 years, 21.6 mil. Let's see if he takes it. He does. Okay. Will ideally be our 4th receiver by the end of the rebuild, but worst case, he'll be a meh number 3. And everyone else is pretty much backups. So with that, let's get to the end of year number 2 and hopefully somehow rebound. We'll see. I doubt it after we traded away one of our better overall players, but we'll see. Well, another not ideal season as we finish 5-12, last in the division once again. Let's see what happened this year. I'm definitely now thinking about changing both playbooks for sure. Hopefully that will make us do better. Trey Lance not doing great, 4,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, 14 picks. Worse than last year, arguably. Not doing super well here so far. Dalvin Cook was good, 1,200 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns, 13 rushing touchdowns for Alexander Madison. Receiving, Justin Jefferson did lead the team in receiving yards with almost 1,500, 9 touchdowns for him, but by his standards, that's almost a down season. KJ Osborne, almost 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 900 yards, 3 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson, just under 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. He isn't doing much here, but that might change if we switch the offensive playbook. We'll see. Blocking was better this year, at least from the tackles. Darisaw and O'Neal, by Madden standards, were solid. Garrett Bradbury wasn't great. Ezra Cleveland was good, and Raekwon Dixon was good. Still probably not worth the number 1 overall fucking pick, but he was decent. Tackles, Dave Kirkland actually led the team. That probably means he was just getting absolutely roasted in the secondary, but 99 tackles for him. Brian Asamoah with 98. Tackles for loss, 13 for Harrison Phillips, 10 for Deshaun Samuels as a rookie, and sacks, 9 for Marcus Davenport. Actually a pretty good year for him. 8 for Harrison Phillips. He had a really nice season. And then outside of that, 2.5 for Kyle Scott. Not great. And interceptions, 4 for Byron Murphy and Harrison Smith, 2 for Andrew Booth, and then 1 for a few players, including Marcus Davenport, which is interesting. But let's check out our yearly awards. MVP goes to Jalen Hurts. Baker Mayfield up here, that's fun. No Vikings. Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Jalen Hurts. Surprisingly not the white boy Cooper Kupp. Michael Thomas on the Commanders, that's interesting. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. No Vikings. Alex Singleton on the Falcons, okay. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Spencer Phillips. I'm guessing a QB for the Falcons. No Vikings. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to TREY McCain of the Buccaneers. Dave Kirkland does get up there at number 9. So another disappointing year. We have a good team already. It's just not performing super well. Where do we rank in the NFL? So we are 24th in offensive points per game with 24.6 and 32nd in the NFL in defensive points per game. So I'm going to do something weird. We're going to switch this defense to a 4-3. It makes sense. Marcus Davenport is more of a 4-3 defensive end anyways. I don't know when we signed Malik Reed. He must have been on our practice squad, unless we just didn't have enough right outside linebackers. I think that's what it was, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? So we'll move Marcus Davenport and every other outside linebacker back down to defensive end. We'll move all these guys to defensive tackle. It makes sense anyways, because we're kind of thin on defensive linemen, so we won't have to worry about that as much, and it'll be easy enough to find good linebackers. I'm more concerned about finding edge guys than I am about finding its inside linebackers. Not that this will make us not have to find as many edge guys. We'll still have to find one more, but I feel like sometimes it's easier to find a defensive end that plays well than it is to find an outside linebacker edge rusher that plays well. Maybe that's just me though, but I'll get that all rearranged, and let's get into the offseason. We have a Super Bowl rematch here. The Panthers take down the Broncos 31-28 in what I guess would be Super Bowl 59, because it's a year behind here. So almost 10 years later, which is, that makes me feel old as fuck. That makes me feel so old. It genuinely feels like yesterday to me. I still remember because I was in Disneyland. Not that anyone listening would care, but still. Interesting Super Bowl rematch there. But for re-signings here, I guess I want to bring Ezra Cleveland English is hard. I want to bring Ezra Cleveland back. I don't know why that's hard for me to say, but it is. I know he's going to play like shit next year. I'm acknowledging that, but this last year he was good. I guess it's worth paying him. I don't know, 4 years, 45.2 mil. He takes it. He's going to allow 45.2 sacks next year. Can't wait. CJ Ham isn't interested. I definitely feel like he would be in real life, but since he's not interested, I mean, he would be really expensive for a fullback to bring back. He's already 31 here. Dude, this game is straight up calling me old today. Everyone else here is just a bunch of backups, so I think we're good. So with that, let's get into free agency with 102 mil to work with, and let's see what we can do with this team to hopefully fix it. But knowing how it's been going, it'll probably be worse. Also, here's how the defense looks as a 4-3. Obviously, we need a defensive end and at least one good linebacker. Hopefully, there'll be one in free agency. Harrison Smith went up to X Factor. He's only an 81 now, but I guess it's better than him not having it. I don't know. That works. I'll take it. But in free agency, ooh. Oh, that would be funny as shit. Hold on. Yeah, he got 4 total sacks last year. He did get a lot of tackles for loss. Same with his first year, but like, it would be funny to just sign him back here, but A, it would be unrealistic. If the Cardinals were trading for him, they would probably re-sign him immediately. And B, he just hasn't been playing well, so I don't know. We aren't going to be doing as much as I expected in free agency, but we're still going to go after a few good players. It's hard to find like positions I want to upgrade at for sure. I mean, really, it kind of seems like our main problem so far, at least on offense, is just Trey Lance. That's not what I expected. Most of the time he is good in this game, but he's kind of been shit. I mean, the first year we had the excuse of just the offensive line being bad, but this last year the offensive line was pretty good. And you know, his weapons, he doesn't really have an excuse there. I mean, good overall receiving core, one of the best receivers in the NFL, one of the better tight ends in the NFL, a great running back, a decent offensive line. Like, if he doesn't play well this year, maybe we abandon the whole Trey Lance idea for the final year. We'll see. No promises, but we'll see. And then on defense, we definitely do have our holes here, but there wasn't really a good pass rusher available, so we'll just look to the draft for that. Hopefully there's a good edge there. We'll see. But in free agency, we're gonna go after Michael Pittman, try to make this an even better receiving group. I just wanted something to spend money on, honestly. We are gonna have to pay Justin Jefferson next year, I believe, so I wanted to leave some money, but also there just wasn't a lot for us. But we do have the lead for Michael Pittman. We're the only team interested, so we'll see if we can get him. And then we're gonna be going after 2 linebackers. We have the lead for Shaq Thompson, but it's only tied for the lead with the Rams. They are also very interested, so we'll see if we can get him. I don't know. And then Patrick Queen, we are the only team interested right now. We do have the lead. Green interest from him, so we will see if any of these players sign. It looks like we get Michael Pittman and Patrick Queen, but still no Shaq Thompson. I think I'm going to withdraw that and redo it. We'll try very player friendly. If he doesn't sign for this, then it wasn't meant to be. It looks like the Patriots get Justin Herbert. Seems like they get him a lot. The Falcons get Danielle Hunter. The Bears get Trayvon Diggs. They also get Mike Nwenu, so it looks like a division rival is getting better, unfortunately. Titans get Derek Brown. Tua's still here and doesn't even have an offer? Weird. Okay. Mike Evans goes to the division rival Falcons. Bears also get Marquise Brown. Good lord. But of course, we do have the lead for Shaq Thompson, so let's submit another offer. Did he sign with us? No. So it looks like he does sign with the Rams, unfortunately, but we tried our best. Really, that was all we could do. We went very player friendly. Just apparently wasn't interested, even though we had full interest, but it is what it is. Here we have the 5th year option for Trey Lance. I'm actually not gonna pick him up. I don't feel like paying him a shit ton of money when he's not doing well. I'd rather just re-sign him, or maybe even not sign him at all if he doesn't do well. We'll see. And then we have another 5th year option here. Is this gonna be... Oh, Christian Darrisaw. He was good this last year. I'll pick that up. The first year he was definitely not great, but this year he was good, so we'll pick it up. I mean, I say good. He allowed 9 sacks, but for Madden, that's not bad. Somehow. It doesn't really make sense, but neither does this game, so it is what it is. In the draft, we have the number 2 overall pick, so slightly worse than last year, but I guess that's a good thing because it means we were better this last year. I don't know. We were 3-14 year 1, 5-12 last year, so maybe we'll go a whole 7-9 this, or 7-10 this year. Would be super exciting. Would almost be a playoff team. But the Giants are probably gonna go with the player I want. Let's simulate to the next pick. No, they go with a fucking tight end. Number 1 overall. Makes sense. Who do I really want number 1 overall, or number 2 overall though? Oh, I did not mean to take him, but I mean, he looks like a fine enough player. I might have gone a different direction. I need my controller back, but I was thinking about taking him anyways. Kevon Adams, 6'3", 270, 22 years old, out of Baylor. His attributes aren't the best. If he would have had a dev, or not had a dev trait, I would have screamed, but could end up working out. The other option is probably gonna look amazing now that I didn't take him. The other guy I was thinking about was Telvin Crowley. He does look better. I probably would have taken him. He also had a better combine, but it is what it is. Can't wait for him to be a 90 overall. But I think we got a good player anyways. I might have taken Kevon Adams. I don't know. I'm just hard throwing these top picks apparently. With our next pick, I think I'm gonna go Jamar Williams. He is a 6'3", 231-pound linebacker out of Oregon State. He's only 21 years old. Ran a 4.43 at the combine, a 4.36 at his pro day. I didn't even see that. Was first for 40-yard dash, bench press, and vertical jump at both the combine and his pro day. Overall, really good looking attributes. Just another one of these low injury players. He also doesn't have the best pursuit in the world, but that's probably fine. I kind of feel like this guy's just gonna have normal dev, but be a really good overall, but let's see. My prediction is 75 overall, either normal or star. Okay, he does have hidden. 90 speed, 90 excel. I'm honestly surprised it's not even a little bit higher than that, but we'll definitely take it. I was expecting like 92 speed, but 90 for a linebacker definitely works too. There's some really good looking quarterbacks available. What the hell? Whoa. Maybe not good awareness, or definitely not good throw on the run. Looks like a decent enough player though. I mean, shit, I don't know. If we needed a quarterback, which we maybe do, this could be a good option. I mean, maybe that would be a good option. Either that or we go with like another fucking fucking linebacker. Brian Schumer does look pretty good too. He looks like maybe a worse version of the last guy. He is better in coverage though. Or do we just risk it for one of the top QBs? Trevor Bell, also elite throw power. Good deep accuracy. I don't know who's better, but we might take one of these guys. I'm feeling Trevor Bell a little more, but then again, I don't know. His accuracy isn't that good. What was his speed? 4.89. That's not much better than the other guy, but he is really strong. But Roman Stallings is fairly strong too. Let's just go Roman Stallings. Potential replacement for Trey Lance if he sucks. This might be a throwaway pick, but at the very least, we could probably just trade him away for some value. Let's take him. Second round, don't know what else we would do here. He does have hidden dev, 94 throw power. He's definitely something to think about. Are you kidding me? Brian Schumer, the guy I was thinking about taking with the last pick, went one pick before us. God damn it, dude. It is what it is. I'll bring back saying that like every 5 seconds. I don't know why I used to say that so much. I really don't feel like saying it now, but it used to be my thing, so maybe I'll bring it back. I don't know. I mean, you can really never have too many linemen. Let's go Rob Delos. I don't fucking know what his last name is. Good combine. Let's take him. What? Did my space bar like double click? What the fuck was that? It just didn't show me him. Okay, fair enough. Keep your secrets, I guess. Let's simulate to the end of the draft. Hopefully the CPU can do well. I feel like we did pretty well, but probably not. I feel like I'm on something today. Probably just had way too much caffeine. But here's a recap of the draft. Ooh. As soon as I hand the fucking keys over to the CPU, they draft a fucking 65 overall tight end. Maybe I should have just taken the rest of the picks, but we did really fucking well, honestly. Kevon Adams, I don't know if I necessarily would have taken him. I knew I was gonna accidentally take someone at some point in this rebuild because obviously I normally use a controller. My fucking USB cable went out, so I ordered a new one, still waiting for it to get here. So I'm using a keyboard and I fucked up, but Kevon Adams could be good, does have hidden dev, is a 73 overall. We'll see. I nailed Jamar Williams. I know drafted players too well, apparently. 75 overall, either hidden or normal is what I said, and he is a 75 hidden. Really, really athletic, obviously. Not as good in coverage as I thought he would be, but good tackling, really good strength and speed, obviously. Good hit power. I like that a lot. I'm surprised he's not higher. I guess just his coverage is holding him back. And then Roman Stallings for the second round, a fucking 73 overall hidden dev QB. Hell yeah, I don't know what I clicked. Player goals, I don't think I've ever used those, but obviously 94 throw power for him, he's a stud. And then Rob Delos, just kind of a I don't know what to do here pick, does unfortunately have normal dev, but is a 74 overall, so again, never can have too many linemen. Honestly, could start for us right now at guard if I wanted to, but I would feel wrong replacing a number 1 overall pick, even though it was kind of a weird pick. Again, I'm just apparently throwing away those top picks. I said fuck them picks, call me the Rams. And then the CPU, I don't know what the fuck they were cooking. Yeah, again, 65 overall tight end. Took a decent running back. It took an okay defensive end and an okay receiver. I've seen worse from the CPU, so we'll definitely take it. But overall, pretty good draft. I'll take it. Could have been a lot worse. Here is a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. It is a very nice team at an 84 overall. Obviously much better offensive overall than defensive, but our offense has kind of been the problem in this rebuild. We're gonna hope our new playbooks are gonna fix that. We switched to the Cowboys offense, which we'll see how that goes. I checked and they were ranked first in the NFL for points per game. I know they do have a really good roster, but hopefully the playbook is a part of their goodness too, because they were like 14-3, I don't know. And then defensive, we went Kansas City. Their defense isn't typically great in real life, but that team doesn't really invest too well. I guess they invest in defense, but I don't know. It's just not great sometimes, but in Madden, it definitely seems to be good. So we'll try those playbook. Hopefully works better than the Vikings do, although I've seen the Vikings win the Super Bowl, like I've said, so I don't know. But we did add Michael Pittman on offense, and I am going to start Rob Delos at center over Garrett Bradbury, even though I did pay Garrett Bradbury. I only did it just because the Vikings did it in real life. I didn't really want to do it, but they did. And defensively here, kind of revamped the linebacker group, obviously, and added Kevon Adams, which, again, I'm stupid. I know, I didn't mean to take him, but hopefully it ends up working out. You never know. It could be the greatest mistake of all time, other than me, of course. I don't know. But overall, we're looking good for sure. So with that, let's get to the midseason point of year number 3. 3, and hopefully we're doing better this year. But then again, you never know. We could go 0-17. All right, well, I think it's time we start trimming the fat here because we are 3-4 once again at the midseason point. What's the problem this year? Because we're going to make some benches / trades. It's actually not Trey Lance this year. He does have more picks than I would like, but overall he's on pace to have a really nice season. Dalvin Cook is doing terribly so far. Only 3.6 yards per carry. I mean, he is a trade candidate in real life, so maybe. We'll see. I do expect him to rebound, though. The line, Brian O'Neill's been pretty shit. Rob DeLosa's a rookie, is not doing well. Raekwon Dixon is not doing super well. And defensively, Kevon Adams isn't doing great as a rookie. Marcus Davenport's doing really well. So it looks like our offense might be the problem here, although I can't really tell. No, our offense is good. It's our defense. I guess we'll just wait and see how everything figures itself out. I mean, we're still in it for the division. We're tied at 3 wins for the lead of the division. We just happen to be in 3rd. So, who do we have to re-sign? This is actually kind of important. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say there really isn't anybody. Unfortunately, though, our top 2 guys are not interested. Justin Jefferson, we obviously want him back. He is really expensive, though. Holy shit. $37 million a year? That might be the biggest non-quarterback contract I've ever seen in this game. I mean, that's probably about what he'll get per year, honestly, when he does get a contract, but, well, maybe not. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount. Let's see if he takes it, though. 7 years, $263 million. I need a bigger offer. Okay, buddy, whatever. We'll just tag him at the end of the year. I think that's the plan, I guess. I don't know. And then we also need to re-sign Marcus Davenport, who has actually been really nice. 4 years, $66.4 mil. That's a little more reasonable. He takes it. Thank you. And Harrison Phillip, 3 years, $32.4 mil. Sounds good. He takes it. Cool. Ooh, Trey Lance. We're gonna have to pay him too. We're gonna be broke, dude. I mean, Trey Lance is finally having his first decent year, but we might not be able to pay him anyway. Byron Murphy, I think regardless, is probably gone because, well, I don't know. We definitely won't be able to re-sign him yet. I don't want to pay Trey Lance yet. He is not confirmed to be good. Crazy, he's still only 24 here. But with that, I mean, I'll set the national focus position. I never really show myself doing this, but I do it, obviously. Oh, of course, defensive end would be weak. I almost wish we went corner or something because we're probably going to need it, but I guess defensive end, even though it is weak. Right end could be strong. We'll see. But with that, let's get to the end of year 3. Hopefully, we can finish pretty strong, although I kind of doubt it at this point. We'll see. Also, I just want to flex my prediction before the season for the XFL because the game just ended as I'm recording this, like probably 5-10 minutes ago. My prediction before the season was that Arlington would win the championship. They got there in a little bit of a roundabout way, going, I guess, finishing 6-6 after winning the championship, but they still did it. I was still right, so just got to give myself a little pat on the back there. If you've seen one of my rebuilds before, then you may be surprised to see that we are here, but if you have not already, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, 200 likes, 3,200 subs, and then I'll have a special rebuild out on Tuesday. I'm glad y'all have been enjoying these so much lately. I've been loving making them, of course. I thought there would be a big fall off in the off season, but we've been going strong, trying to hit at least 5K by the end of the summer. So again, if you haven't subscribed already, it'll make you a big time OG of the channel when I inevitably hit 1 million subscribers, definitely. But hey, you never know. But here's a look at the offense. I still have some upgrades to spend here, and then here's a look at the defense. Ooh, so Kevon Adams actually has superstar dev, which you can't see right now because I'm spending the upgrades, but hey, maybe the mistake worked out. Looking like a pretty good player for sure already. Terrible fucking play rec, good lord, but looking like a good player for sure. Unfortunately, Williams only has star dev, which is still good, obviously, but you always hope for superstar or better. But in year number 3, we finished 8-9, making the playoffs somehow. We still weren't good, but at least we're here. But let's check out some of the season stats. Trey Lance still hasn't been amazing. 4,700 yards, 32 touchdowns, 14 picks. I would feel weird not re-signing him, with him being the point of this rebuild, but at the same time, he just hasn't been good. I don't know, man. Dalvin Cook finished pretty well, 1,200 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns. Receiving, Justin Jefferson led the team with 13, almost 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns. Addison with 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. touchdowns. Pittman, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Hawkinson actually got 800 yards, only 3 touchdowns though. Blocking, Brian O'Neill has been pretty shit. I mean, I guess he was good last year, but the first year and this year he was bad. Darisaw was really good. Raekwon Dixon was terrible. Rob DeLost was pretty bad. Ezra Cleveland wasn't great. And even a backup allowed a sack, so that's fun. On defense, Patrick Queen led the team with 126 tackles for loss, 16 for Harrison Phillips, 14 for Kevon Adams as a rookie, and 11 for Marcus Davenport, and then sacks 16 for Marcus Davenport. He's been a stud throughout the rebuild, so I'm glad we have him. I don't even know if he'll fucking stay healthy in real life, honestly, but here he's been really good. Kevon Adams, only 5.5 sacks, but that's not terrible. He wasn't a super high overall to begin with, so it's not the worst. Jamar Williams somehow got 4 sacks, okay, and only 3.5 for Deshaun Samuels. Why am I wanting to say Damuels or something? Only 2 for Harrison Phillips this year, but it is what it is. And interceptions, 6 for Patrick Queen, potential defensive player of the year season. Overall, he had pretty good stats. He'll be up there. He'll probably be like 8 to 10 range though. And then 3 interceptions for Byron Murphy, 2 for Williams as a rookie, same with Harrison Smith and Booth, and then 1 for Brian Asamoah. So I don't know what the problem with our team was. I'm surprised we barely made the playoffs. How about scoring stats? We were 13th in points scored. How about points allowed? 19th. Okay, so 8 and 9 makes a little more sense now. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. I wish Trey Lance could have a season like that in the Cowboys offense, but not yet. Maybe next year if we're still rocking with Trey Lance. We'll see. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Michael Thomas, someone I thought about signing, because of course it does. No Vikings up there though, and then Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jadeveon Clowney. 2 Cowboys up there. It's just rubbing it in our face. That's the playbook we're using, but it's just not doing as well. I guess not for defense though. Patrick Queen does come in at number 8. Again, I know this game too well. And Marcus Davenport at number 9. Cool. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Matt Porter of the Lions. Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Jamar Williams. I didn't expect that, but he did have a really good year, so we'll definitely take that. Kevon Adams at number 3. So we almost won 2 there. I was thinking Kevon Adams had a chance at it, but it was someone else on our defense that I didn't even think of. So overall, even though we barely made the playoffs, good season. And we have a few scenarios here. I'll spend these upgrades though. Jamar Williams obviously with 2, but we have a one last hurrah scenario. I'm guessing this is going to be for Harrison Smith. I don't know who else it would be. I sat here for a second like, who the fuck would this be? And then I was like, oh yeah, we have Harrison Smith. So that is who it's going to be. It's still so weird. Trey Lance has the red fucking headband, but plus 10 morale for all players, obviously. We still probably won't win even if we do deserve to, because we are the better overall team at home, but we just haven't been playing super well. And then we have a first of many scenario here. Give us those sweet and juicy staff points. Always gotta play it cool. I guess it doesn't give us the staff points yet, but with that, let's jump into our first game of the rebuild and see if we can take down the Cowboys. If I had to guess, I would say no, but hopefully. I feel like this is a relevant rebuild to complain about it. I don't know why Dalvin Cook's jersey is so different looking from the background there. It always bothers me when I see that. Also, his eyes are yellow as shit. What did they do to the picture of him? His arms also don't look real. I don't know how to explain it, but they look too like smooth. I'm just bullying the picture of him. I'm sorry. I gotta restart my game. This shit lagging. Well, here we go in the wild card against the Cowboys. We'll see if we can get a win here. Again, we do have the better team, but it doesn't really matter in this game, as y'all know, but we'll see what happens. So we do go up early 7-0, but I'm assuming the Cowboys are going to score right back, and they do. It is the second quarter. We go up 14-7, but they tie it up at 14, and they do get a field goal either right before half or after, I couldn't tell, and then they get a touchdown. They're up 24-14. We do get a field goal, but they get a touchdown. We get a touchdown. We're only down by 7, but it looks like we will not be able to score, and we go out in the wild card as I expected, and I'm not going to be able to skip it for some reason. I haven't been able to lately with the keyboard. I hate it here. Oh, that's a fucking steamer of a Super Bowl right there. Titans versus Commanders. Gross. Ooh, we do get an upgrade for Jamal Williams for winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm assuming he went up to Superstar Dev. I would guess so. +2 zone for him, and yeah, he did go up to Superstar. So that's pretty huge at the very least. Obviously, athletic freak, like we were saying earlier. 69 zone coverage. Nice. But we're gonna have a tough decision to make here in a second. Assuming it loads, of course. That took so fucking long. I don't know why. Justin Jefferson is interested now. We'll try player friendly. Still very expensive, but we'll have 108 mil remaining after it. 6 years, 208. We'll try this. If he doesn't take it, then we'll just just tag him. Okay, he does resign. Good. Oh wait, we won't have 108. What? It's I don't understand this, but whatever. The tough decision we have to make is, do we want Trey Lance back? He's been pretty fucking terrible, I'm not gonna lie, but of course this last year was his best year, but it still wasn't like amazing in Madden terms. In real life, for sure, you would re-sign him here, but you gotta think for Madden, not real life when you're doing this, which it's kind of unfortunate because I want these to be realistic, obviously, but realistically for this game, he probably wasn't that good compared to the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFL. I do actually want to check. Let me see. Oh god. Jacoby Brissett with 55 passing touchdowns. Okay. So yeah, Trey Lance was number 13 for passing touchdowns, which isn't like terrible, I guess. But he did also have the 8th highest interceptions. So, I mean, I guess you would want that number to be the other way around. You would want to rank higher in touchdowns than interceptions, if that makes any sense. So, you know, that's not really that great. 420 completions for Jacoby Brissett. Let's go. But can we trade for Jacoby Brissett? Sounds like a good plan to me. As superstar dev here, somehow still a 73 because development is stupid as fuck in this game. And if a quarterback or if a player is past like 28, you just literally can't develop them, even if they win fucking MVP. I love this game. Super great. So yeah, I mean, it depends on how much money he wants. He really doesn't want that much money. 5 years, 135 mil. But what if there's another good QB available? What is Roman Stallings' dev trait? I'm spending so much time doing this, but it's kind of an important decision for the rebuild. You know, it's literally our fucking quarterback. What is Roman Stallings' dev trait? Star. Okay, we'll re-sign him. Will we? I don't know. We're gonna let him test, and we're gonna try to build up a really good team, and if we can get him back, then cool. We'll re-sign Byron Murphy. We'll go player friendly. 4 years, 52.8 mil. Cool. So he's back, and we still have 63 mil to work with. We're gonna let everybody here go, including Trey Lance. We might re-sign him. We might not. Who are the QBs we're gonna have a shot at? And we gotta remember, we have a potentially good QB on the roster right now. So we'll be about mid, so it'll be these guys, and none of them really... Ooh, Rayshawn Drayton maybe looks good, but I don't know if I want to bank on a fucking day 3 QB being our guy of the future. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna let Trey Lance test. It doesn't mean we're not gonna bring him back, but if we just so happen to spend all of our money on other things, then obviously we're not gonna bring him back, and really I don't think we're gonna spend much money on much else because it's a terrible free agent class. I don't understand why it's like this sometimes. Sometimes this year is really good, sometimes it's really bad. This time it's really bad. So I guess this is what we're gonna try in free agency. The first offer we're gonna go for is gonna be JC Horn. We haven't really had great corner play, it seems like. I haven't really noticed it too much. Byron Murphy's been solid, but outside of him, it's been kind of meh. So we'll try to bring in JC Horn. We do have the lead, even though he's not like super interested, but it is a good offer, so we'll see what happens there. Khalil Mack is gonna be the next offer. We are competing with the Rams. I think we were competing with them for someone else. I can't remember who it was, and obviously we didn't get them, but we'll try to get Khalil Mack. He does very well in this game, obviously, so that would be a huge addition. I like the guy we drafted last year, but he didn't play super well. He played okay, and I don't know if I trust him taking a big step. I mean, maybe, but I would rather get someone that I'm confident in doing well, especially considering it's the last year. And then we are gonna submit an offer for Trey Lance. We had just enough money left over after trying to go for the other 2 players. We do have the lead for him over the Lions. Even if we don't get him somehow, it's not the end of the world because he has not been great, obviously, but we'll see what happens. Let us see if any of these players sign. They all sign, and we get all 3 of them. So that's pretty huge. We're gonna have a really good roster on paper, but as y'all know, it hasn't been playing super well in typical Madden fashion. We'll see what happens this year. Here in the draft, we don't unfortunately pick until number 19 overall. I'm kind of surprised. I thought it would be a little bit better of a pick than that, but let's simulate there. And I think I know what we want to do. I definitely want to look at a safety because obviously Harrison Smith retired. Which one do we want to go for though? Ugh, 4.7 at the combine? No, thank you. I'm okay. His name is Harvin though. I mean, shout out Percy Harvin, I guess. I think the best safety available is maybe Lamar White. He's not like crazy good looking, but the other guys were just so slow that I can't justify taking them. But Lamar White is 6'1", 213, 22 years old, out of Oklahoma, ran a 4.49 at the combine, 17 reps on the bench. Not like an amazing combine, but a decent one for sure. Not good in coverage, but we expect that. Looks good in run defense, and the other guys were just so slow, like I said. Like, I just don't want to take them, but hopefully Hopefully Lamar White is good. He has normal dev. Of course he has normal dev. Why wouldn't he? We might take another safety in the second round. We'll see. In the second round, I don't really know what to do at all. Do we go with another center like we did last year? I mean, this guy does look really good. Cody D. Imperio, which is kind of a cool name. I mean, he looks good. He might end up starting because some of our linemen did play pretty terribly last year. We'll see. Let's take him. Hidden dev. Could be a good player. We'll see. And with probably the last pick I'm going to take here, we're going to go Zach Inzerma. Looks like a decent player. I mean, we need defensive tackle help. Unless there's like a defensive end I could convert. I checked earlier and I didn't see any, but maybe I just didn't look hard enough. I don't know. Nah, none of them look that good. Oh, this is a maybe good player. I might take him like 7th, 6th round or something. But yeah, just All right, yeah, let's go Zach Inzerma. Probably won't be that good. Probably will be like a 69 overall normal, but let's take him. Does have normal and does have 69 speed, so nice. Don't know what his overall is, but there was a 69 somewhere, so we'll take it. Ah, there goes Rashawn Drayton. I forgot about him, but I mean, I guess we don't really need a QB anymore, so we'll see. I might check his overall if I remember. I probably won't, though, to be honest. I probably won't. So overall, not our greatest draft ever. Obviously, I was just purely looking for need, but Lamar White isn't amazing. A 74 overall. Definitely could have done better there. Just overall, meh. Cody D. Imperio is pretty good, just because he does have that hidden dev. Could start for us somewhere. I mean, that center we drafted last year wasn't that good, so maybe you could just straight up start at center. I don't know. And then Zach Inzerma, I was really close. I guess 69 overall. He's a 68. I wish it was a 69, but it is what it is. And then I did take these picks down to Chamberlain, and then the CPU picked a running back. I knew it would. Pat Lowry, the guy we were looking at, that was a 3rd to 4th round talent, does have hidden dev. He's actually a pretty good looking player. I mean, he won't really get any playing time at all, but if we needed like a 3rd defensive end, then he would have maybe become a good player. I don't know. But overall, decent draft. Oh yeah, I do want to check the Cardinals quarterback. Okay, he's not that good. 65 overall. He does have hidden though. Probably just star, but yeah, okay. We didn't really miss out on much. We definitely had a pretty good draft. Could have been better, but it was pretty good. I actually kind of feel like making a trade. I don't know who we would trade, and I don't know what we would trade for, but I feel like making a trade. Super helpful, I know. Maybe a bit of an unrealistic trade here because it is so many players involved. But at this point, I don't really care, to be honest. I just want to make this team play well. So we're going to trade Rosemond, our 3rd running back, KJ Osborne, who is a backup at this point. We could probably find someone as good or better in free agency right now, and Garrett Bradbury, who's like our 3rd string center now, for Earl Johnson from the Bengals, as well as a 4th round pick who I think we're going to flip for another player. I mean, we might as well. We're not going to obviously draft with that pick. I just don't feel super comfortable rolling out a 74 overall safety this deep into the rebuild, so Earl Johnson, I feel like it is also important to mention that he has superstar dev, so probably we'll go up to like an 82, 83 by the end of the rebuild. He's only 24, so I feel like that trade works out pretty well for us. And what do I want to... Kenny Pickett's on the trade block, and Jameis Winston, another Steeler at this point. But what do I want to do with this 4th round pick? Lucas Van Ness is up here. It's so annoying that you can't give players dev trait outside of franchise, especially when you're creating them too. Like, because obviously these players would have become something by now. Lucas Van Ness, Derek Hall. If I could just give them a fucking dev trait, but I can't because it's stupid. I mean, I could here, but I don't want to have to go through every goddamn team and give every rookie on every team a dev trait. I don't really know what to do with this 4th round pick, honestly. There isn't really anybody here that would dart for us. All right, we're going to spend that 4th round pick. I don't think I traded the right 4th round pick, but it literally doesn't matter. For Jimmy Murray, I think his name is, from the Colts. He'll be our 4th corner, but I literally couldn't find anything else to do with this pick, so I guess he might get a little playing time, so maybe it'll be worth it. Maybe he'll have 5 picks in the like 300 snaps he'll play. We'll see. You never know. All right, well, here is a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. Obviously, you know, we would have probably hoped for better play from Trey Lance, but this last year he was okay, I guess. Wait, what number has he been wearing this whole time? It hasn't even like registered in my brain what number he's wearing. Maybe that's why he's playing poorly. What does he wear in real life? It's 5, right? Yeah, 5. I'm really really bad with like player numbers. Oh, we don't have 5 available. You know what? 10 work. We'll go 10, I guess. But overall, the team is looking really good. I mean, Jordan Addison is up to an 83 now, obviously superstar dev. This offseason, we added Cody D'Imperio. We'll play him at center. We moved Delos over to right guard, and former #1 overall pick Raekwon Dixon is going to be a backup now. Still definitely a questionable pick, but it's one that I made. And then on defense here, still a really young overall group. We just don't really have superstar talent at all. Marcus Davenport has been really good though. He's played like a superstar, just doesn't have like the overall or dev trait of one, obviously. We added JC Horn and Khalil Mack in this offseason, and Earl Johnson, was that his name? Yeah, no, Elijah. Where the fuck did I get Earl? That's what I called him when I traded for him too. Dude, I'm so bad with these generated rookie names. I can never remember them. But Elijah Johnson, we traded for him. So we'll see what the team can do this year. I would sure hope it's better than it has been. We did make the playoffs once, but we still haven't had a fucking winning record with an 87 overall team now. So with that, I'll get to the midseason to assess how the team is doing, but I'll see y'all at the end of year number 4. Hopefully we can do well, but no promises. All right, so thankfully, here we are at the end of year number 4. Again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Let me know what team to do next for a shout out whenever I pick your comment. 200 likes, 3,200 subs, which, you know, it would be a little awkward, but we honestly might hit that by the time this rebuild is out. We're 15 away at time of recording this, so we'll see. But if we are past it, then 3250. English is getting hard. It's getting late, but here's a look at the team at the end of year number 4. D'Imperio does have superstar dev, which is kind of crazy. 69 pass protector and power. Double nice. So yeah, that was definitely a good pick. Looks like a good decision to move them around there. And then here's a look at the defense. Did we have any hidden devs on defense? I don't think we did, but here's a look at it regardless. But in year number 4, we finished 13-4, finally doing really well. Now let's check out some of the season stats. Trey Lance finally having a really good year. 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns, 11 picks. Weirdly enough, after we pay him, apparently actually getting the money was his motivation. I don't fucking know. Dalvin Cook with 1,400 yards, only 4.4 yards per carry, but that's not terrible. 18 touchdowns. Receiving, Justin Jefferson with 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson, almost 1,000 yards with 12 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, only 789 yards, 5 touchdowns. So he was definitely like our 4th option. Blocking, our offensive line was very good. D'Imperio and Delos weren't great, but the rest of the line was pretty good. Cleveland was meh. On defense, Patrick Queen led the team with 113 tackles. Tackles for loss, I see something crazy. Khalil Mack had 18, 14 for Marcus Davenport, and 12 for Harrison Phillip. And sacks. That was definitely a good decision. Khalil Mack gets 21 sacks here. Good lord. Sack numbers are way too high in this game. They're either way too high or way too low. Like, players that deserve like 9 to 14 either way underperform or way underperform. But Marcus Davenport does get 9 sacks here. Harrison Phillips with 6. Not much outside of that. Adam only get 3, but he was a backup, be fair. In interceptions, 4 for Byron Murphy, 3 for Elijah Johnson. Looks like that trade worked out pretty well for us. Andrew Booth with 2, and then 1 for a few players. So definitely a good year compared to the last few. Our offense for yards wasn't super great, but our defense was really nice, which is confusing because it's been the other way around a lot of the time. We were 3rd in points scored, so we were 1st in points allowed. Okay. Holy shit, dude. Oh, I thought that said Fitzpatrick, not Kirkpatrick. Well, he is on the Buccaneers, so that would have made sense. But Jacoby Brissett wins another fucking MVP. I hate this game with a burning passion. Trey Lance at number 5. Cool. Good to see him finally up there. Offensive player of the year goes to Jalen Hurts. Devin Singletary at number 2. Okay. On the Cowboys of all teams. That was weird. Dalvin Cook at number 10. Defensive player of the year does go to Khalil Mack. That's what I was hoping for. I mean, it's not really going to matter because it's not like he gets any XP or dev trait for that yet. Well, he couldn't get a dev trait because he has X Factor, but you know what I mean. The Buccaneers top 3 for offensive rookie of the year. God damn. No Vikings up there. I don't think we really had anyone in contention. We just had a center, but they can't really win awards. And then defensive rookie of the year goes to Tracy Yates of the Cardinals. No Vikings. So good season for sure. And we're going to be taking on the New York Giants at 9-8 in the wild card. We have a first of many scenario here. We're probably going to be first round exits, but we built a good team, so already feels a little successful. But we're going to go play it cool here. I don't know if I even like bank my rebuilds, or not bank, what's the right term? I don't know if I judge my rebuilds off of like playoff success in Madden, because it's just so fucking weird. Like, we've seen Jacoby Brissett in this rebuild alone be a multiple time MVP. Like, Madden Sim is just so fucking stupid. Like, really, the only thing that matters to me is how good of a roster we build. This one definitely isn't my best. I'm surprised it's only an 86 overall though, considering the talent we have, but it's definitely not my worst team. Not my best, but not my worst. But anyways, with that, let's jump in against the Giants and see if we can finally get a playoff win, although we probably won't. So I won't be too disappointed when it happens. Or doesn't happen, I guess. Well, here we go in the wild card against the Giants. Of course, a home game for us. I hear a lot of boos coming down. I don't know why. But let's simulate this game out and see if we can get a win. The Giants do go up early 7-0, but we do tie it in the first quarter. We get a touchdown. I didn't even see how that one happened. But now we just kind of stopped scoring. They get a field goal. This is a really low scoring game. We do get another field goal and a touchdown back to back and another touchdown. We're up 31-10 in the fourth quarter, 38-10. Final score of 17-38. Let's go. Shout out Fetty Wap. The game really didn't feel like a blowout, even though it was. I don't know who the hell the Giants QB is. Looks familiar though. But overall, got a win, even though it was a little scary at times. We ended up crushing them. And now I have to sit here and wait through this because I can't skip it. Cool. We only had 151 passing yards, but 295 rushing yards. What the fuck? Dalvin Cook, the GOAT, for real. Ew, Trey Lance did not have a... Oh, it was Mac Jones. That's who it was. That's cursed. But yeah, not a great game from Trey Lance, apparently. Oh yeah, that was a terrible game. But Dalvin Cook had 16.8 yards per carry. Dwayne McBride also had 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Goddamn, that was a complete rushing game from us. Oh, we do get an upgrade for TJ Hawkinson to bring him up to a 90 overall. Let's go. And then we have a recap for the first of many. Give us those sweet and juicy staff points, baby. Super exciting. Let's go. I don't even spend them. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. We shouldn't even really be in the wild card at 13-4, but it's going to be the 9-8 Atlanta Falcons at an 84 overall. The Falcons are typically really good in this game, so I'm not super confident about it, but we'll see what happens. Do have a couple upgrades there, but there isn't really anything else to do here, so let's jump in against the Falcons and see if we can pull off a win. Oh yeah, they have Danielle Hunter, so I guess it's a revenge game for him. He's probably been a monster for them. I mean, he wasn't in the year we traded him to them, but I'm sure he has been since then. But here we go in the divisional against the Falcons. Shut up, announcer, I don't care. And let's see if we can get a win. Yo, low-key, the Falcons' new uniforms are so boring. I know they're not that new at this point, but still, I don't really love them. But they go up early 3-0. We do bounce back and score 7. They get another field goal. Looks like another defensive battle here. We put up a touchdown, though. We're up 14-6. We put up a field goal. They get another field goal, though. We get another field goal, though. They get another field goal. This is just a fucking field goal battle. We're up 23-12, and that's going to be the final score. I'm glad I didn't have to actually go to that game. Just a fucking field goal battle. Seriously, was there one touchdown? I think we got one touchdown, and that's like it. I think the rest was purely field goals. Gross. Trey Lance definitely doing better in this game, so a win is a win. It was a weird win, but a win is a win. No, it looks like we had 2 touchdowns, one rushing for Dalvin Cook and then one passing touchdown, so I didn't really even notice that touchdown, or at least I don't remember it. But then again, I have a shit memory, so I don't know. Whatever. Ooh, 2 big upgrades here. Kavon Adams, which, I mean, he's a backup, but still nice. Really good depth. And then Trey Lance, bringing him up to an 85 with morale, so that's definitely pretty huge. Love to see that. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the conference championship. Crazy that we made it here after going like 3-14 the first year. But it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys, a team that I've mentioned a lot in this rebuild because they had one really successful year, the same year they bounced us from the playoff. But we're going to try to get revenge here. We do have more upgrades. Jordan Addison and then a couple backups. Okay. But there isn't really much else to do here, so let's jump in against the Cowboys and see if we can get revenge. But here we go against the Cowboys. Of course, another home game for us. But let's simulate this out and see if we can get another playoff win. The Cowboys go up early 7-0. It looked effortless for them. It looks like our offense is not doing much this game. But to be fair, after that first drive, theirs isn't either. They do get a field goal, though. We literally have 0 points. Okay, we finally get a fucking touchdown. I think it's going to be too little too late, though. It's only 17-10 Cowboys, though. But yeah, it's too little too late. Our offense was dead. I'm guessing that was a good old Trey Lance disaster. My 63 look like shit himself. That looked weird. But of course, that's gonna be the end of today's rebuild. I'll show the team to close it out. Oh, we got barely outplayed. The yards were really close. But like I was saying, that's gonna be the end of today's rebuild. I hope y'all enjoyed. This was a pretty fun one. Little annoying, but it seems like these all are. I guess Madden's just like that. But again, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. It'll make you an OG of the channel and make sure that you can catch more of these. Again, 200 likes, 3,200 subs, and I'll have another special one of these out on Tuesday. Do I know what I'm gonna do for that? Not necessarily, but I'll think of something. But again, I really hope y'all enjoyed. And with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.